I will not pump the brakes on Jayden Daniels. A lot of you have over the course of the last month said to me, like, you're doing the thing. You're out over your skis on this kid. You're like, I jump out of the gym for too many players. I don't. This guy is special. If he doesn't pan out, if he doesn't become one of the better quarterbacks in the league, like I'm talking about a top 5 to 10 quarterback for the next decade, then they need to study this period. I mean, he did some incredible things. You said today, I know it's the Cleveland Browns, but it's not who you beat, it's how you beat them. And it's not, who you're throwing against, it's the throws you're making. And today it was like, these are some good cover guys. And you're going to see man coverage. And this dude is poised. I mean, he made one play at the goal line that, you're like, okay, he's a rookie. I forgot about that. But other than that, I will not pump the brakes on this kid. You pump the brakes. You pump the brakes. You need to get me one of those 18-wheeler pull-off ramps with the sandbags because I'm not hitting the fucking brakes, dude. This kid is the future. And everybody in the NFC East, including my Birds, are watching that game. The Birds are on a bye week. If that doesn't spur you to do something, I don't know what you need to do something watching that game. I don't even want to. I don't want to do that. A big old doinks. Jayden is the passer we wanted Lamar to be. No, that's like are we tearing down Lamar here after what we just saw? Like what are we doing? Are you doing this as like producers in the chat to get me fired up? The guy just hung 40 in a thriller with the other guy. Was one of the other guys. He's won MVP. And also, like, let's not Lamar with the legs. Jayden Daniels, an incredible straight line runner, and that's going to be a big problem because of the way they out leverage people. Cliff does a great job. But here's what I want to say about Washington, and then I'm gone. Okay? Washington came into a game where you're kind of wondering if the physicality of the lesser team with the lesser quarterback would prevail. And in the first half of that game, Washington was the more physical team. They really were. I mean, that's the impressive thing about the situation to me is that not only did you pick the right guy, but you have the right team to build around for him. And I'm talking about in the first half, blowing up Deshaun on the sideline, like stopping the run, the gap scheme shit, the calls, the run designs, Ekeler, Brian Robinson. Second half, like the guy who ran for 100 yards last week, what's his name? McNichols, Irishman. He had a big day last week running the ball. And then the second half, he's running down on kickoff and blowing somebody's shit up. There's a mouthpiece flying in the air. Like Dorrance Armstrong is drilling Deshaun Watson in the red zone. Something good just happened over there. All right. When McNichols scored that last touchdown, there was a helmet on the ground. Like people's shit was falling off, dude. They were physical. The size of that alley on the screen they ran, I know it's in garbage time to Ekeler in the second half. They're just a good football team. They call good plays. They got a great quarterback. The defense isn't perfect. They might try to remedy that. Last point is this. Swear to you, last point. I tweeted this in the first quarter, and I was like, man, if the Jets come back, I'm fucked. But I said, you think Davante Adams is watching this game saying, yeah, if they have me, we're winning the ship? No. Davante Adams would not make that team a contending team. If that was prime Rodgers, I'm going to say it out loud. Prime Rodgers, sure, maybe. The offensive line's still a problem, but he can't move. And I don't think they're physical enough up front on the offensive side of the football. And so, add another receiver, makes it easier to find Garrett Wilson, but, they kind of just went to London and did the thing we thought they wouldn't do, which is got fooled in the passing game. Like they set a trap for Rodgers in the first half, and he walked right into it. So I don't think this team, from an offensive scheme standpoint, from a physicality standpoint, is enough. Now, I don't know Davante's motivations. It might be I want to go hang out with my boy and catch back shoulder fades that look pretty as fuck if he can stand back in there all year. But I think watching that Washington game, this is the year to outscore people. Look around the league. Not a lot of teams can do it. Watching the Washington game, I feel like Davante Adams, or watching the Buffalo game. Watch the Buffalo game. If Buffalo could make that work from a quarterback standpoint, I'm going to Buffalo. From a team standpoint, I'm going to Buffalo. From Buffalo's standpoint, that makes a big difference. Because a day like today, when Shakir's down, say you play a team with a really good slot corner, takes him away. Like, then what? And also, the last thing for Davante, I've said it all week. Do you think he wants to go for 1 year somewhere? I understand he wants to get paid one more time. But the right place to get him paid and to ensure that he doesn't want to, like, be in Oakland again or Vegas again in 2 years when the Jets replace Rodgers is not New York. It's one of those other teams.